Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Sunday, January the 29th. Sorry for the delay today, I was at the Rolex 24-hour race in Daytona with some friends. Now the big news this week is PMDG have previewed their upcoming 747 8i. Now it's not in beta yet, but the 747-8i will be in beta very soon. And it introduces a number of new technologies that we'll be seeing across the entire PMDG fleet soon enough. It is the first PMDG aircraft to ship with a fully functional EFB. That's also going to be added to other airframes later. The EFB will be as limited in functionality as the actual Boeing one is. I think a lot of people think the EFB does a lot more than it does, and it's going to feature basic flight planning, performance calculation, and so on. It's also not likely to appear in other airframes rapidly though, as each aircraft has a customized version of the EFB that requires quite a lot of data and quite a lot of work to build. The aircraft also include the new airport position map, which is a vital feature that aids in airport awareness while moving the aircraft on the ground. And the biggest news perhaps of all is that EFB I mentioned has seamless integration with Navigraph charts at long last, right within the cockpit. Now it does require a Navigraph subscription, but you will be able to pull up all your Navigraph charts right on the EFB, right within the cockpit. Now the aircraft also features a new and custom aero and hydro simulation to make rain effects on the airframe far more realistic, and also includes branching ECL checklists to handle non-normals. So you do the actions listed and then report back to the ECL, and it moves on to the most appropriate step based on your feedback. In the announcement on Avsim, Robert Randazzo actually highly encourages simmers to try out new failures when this aircraft does release, as it's so cool and engrossing. No news on a release date or pricing of this add-on yet, but some other gems that also dropped in the announcement are news of the prepared version for Jetstream nearing release, and a lot of talk of a new product called the NG3, which I have to assume, and I honestly don't know, is the next generation of the venerable 737. You can view the full announcement and all the info at the avsim.com forum link in the show notes below. Next up, DCS World 2.5 is nearing release. The team have said that the product will go into open beta on January 31st, with a full release a week later. Now this will be a single platform that will run all DCS maps, so you won't have to anymore go into one beta for the Normandy map, or another beta for Vegas, or the stable platform for the good old-fashioned Caucasus. That map, incidentally, the Caucasus, has undergone a huge overhaul. In addition, DCS World 2.5 features new graphical effects throughout, so new explosions, new clouds, new water vapor effects, new lighting, new shadows, new rain, and a whole lot more, and also features much better arenas for helicopter combat as well, with updated elevation meshes on the maps making it easier to hide both for you and the bad guys, and also at long last collidable trees and other objects that can be used to block line of actual sight and line of sight for sensors. The team have also built in integration with the Vulkan API to get a significant performance boost as well, and to keep this thing performant on older generation hardware. As always, DCS World will remain completely free, with new users getting immediate access to the study-level civilian Mustang and the reduced complexity but still phenomenal T-Frog. More information on the release planning and the launch process at the Eagle Forums link in the show notes below. Next up and over to X-Plane and the release of the Just Flight Warrior 2. Now I previewed this on a previous show, but Just Flight's Warrior 2 is now available for X-Plane. As before, it was developed in partnership with Dan Clow and Thrander Design. The Warrior 2 is a 4-seater single-engine piston aircraft with fixed tricycle landing gear, and the feature set from Just Flight's aircraft is actually very similar to the previous Arrows that they released for X-Plane as well, which is just fine because they're pretty cool. It features 4K textures, PBR materials, fully functional IFR avionics, an accurate and working flight computer, simulated vapor lock and plug fouling, an interactive engine pop-up for monitoring systems, and custom electrical systems coding, as well as a whole lot more, and of course realistic flight dynamics. The price for Just Flight's Warrior 2 for X-Plane is $41.99. Existing customers, that is to say, Just Flight customers who previously purchased one of the Arrows for X-Plane, also received an email this week from Just Flight with discount information on the Warrior 2. More information on the Warrior 2 at Just Flight's page, linked in the show notes below. Next up, UK 2000 have at long last released Gatwick. Now, this is long awaited. UK 2000's Gatwick is one of my favourite sceneries of all time in the Microsoft-based Sims, so it's fantastic news that it's now available in X-Plane 11. It features custom lighting and effects, including light halos, custom taxi routes, detailed textures absolutely everywhere, and PBR rendering, bringing with it, of course, window and shiny surface reflections. UK 2000 have also modelled the interior of the terminals. Again, seriously, does anybody actually use that? Now, the prices are very reasonable, $16.99. More information on UK 2000's announcement at their Facebook link in the show notes below. And finally this week, again a preview that's now come to life. iBlue Yonder's Nantucket is now available for X-Plane. Previously previewed, but now it's out, there's a lot more information. The scenery package covers 242 square miles of ortho imagery. It features custom vegetation and trees, and includes, of course, local VFR landmarks such as the wind turbines, the windmill, the boat base and marina, churches, and lighthouses at Brant Point, Great Point, and Sankaty Head. It also includes 2 bush airports, as well as, of course, a highly detailed model of Nantucket Memorial Airport, including accurate static aircraft for that airport. The price is $19.95 for this week only. After February the 1st, the price rises to $24.95. More information at the iblueyonder.com link in the show notes below. That's it for this week's news show. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I'm sorry it was late. If I did miss something crucial, leave me a note in the comment section below. I'll take a look and see if I should include it in next week's show. Until then, though, my name is Frugal. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.